Welcome everybody. The weekend is upon us and I'll be reading the energies of all 12 signs from Spirit for the weekend of May 27th through May 29th. Now, let's get right to it and reveal what Spirit foresees for you this week. Welcome Capricorn. And now let's get started. We have Strength. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Moon. So, starting out with Strength, it looks like this weekend you're going to be doing something where you're going to have to lead with your heart and not with your mind, or the fact that you are in control or in power here. You're going to be showing your power through leading with kindness and compassion instead of just the typical do as I say thing. So, definitely look to yourself to be in charge in possibly a different way than you normally are. Make sure that whatever you're doing, where you're being asked, and I think this is like in a position of leadership. I'm feeling that for you this week, that your strength is relating to business or something where you're asked to be in charge. And just remember to be very compassionate when it comes to dealing with other people. You never know what somebody is needing. But then I have your Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles, we know that that's speaking to economic stability. So again, this project that you're doing is probably going to bring you closer to a goal at work. So maybe you're learning something, or you're going to be doing something for work over your weekend, or something that's going to benefit you at work. You're going to learn something that will benefit you at work. So definitely feeling that. And you have the Moon as well. And with the Moon, that speaks to oh, excuse me. And with the Moon, that speaks to being able to tap into your more intuitive space, being able to look beyond the surface and see what's going on. So I think that ties very strongly with that Strength, because you're going to be tapping into a different way of being a leader, and something that's going to show that, because being a good manager, being a good leader of a team means that you are going to be compassionate. You can kind of see what your group needs, see how to move forward with that. So definitely you're going to be in a position where you are going to be asked to lead, and you are going to do that with that mindfulness of what it's like to walk in someone else's shoes, which, let's admit it, if more bosses, more people in charge were more in tune with themselves and in tune with being like that, it would be much better for everyone. And you're going to be that person, that industrious nature that you have, that ambition. You're going to find another way to get that. You're going to find another way to move forward. And the Moon says that you really are. You're going to be more of a visionary. You're going to trust your intuition and be a little bit kinder and gentler to the people that you are leading. And then the Four of Pentacles just says it's going to put you on the right track. You are going to you're going to be rewarded financially for this. So it's something you're working towards, something for this weekend, Capricorn, working towards something for work, not necessarily even work related, but it's something that's going to benefit you a great deal in the workplace. So good luck. Good luck with that. I think that's awesome. Working on the weekend. And now we have Virgo. So let's see, Virgo. We're starting out with the Chariot. On the weekend, it's nice to think that there might be some travel in your future. Oh, and the Sun, lovely. And the Seven of Wands. So you have two strong standalone cards, both very positive in nature, and then you have the Seven of Wands. So you have some action. So with those two power cards, definitely whenever we see those, we know Spirit is definitely talking to you, definitely giving you a message. So starting out with that Chariot, yes, it could very much mean exactly what it's showing, that you're going to be traveling. And then with the Sun speaks to happiness and success, security, a feeling of great well-being, just everything's turning up roses. So who wouldn't want that for their weekend? So a very positive trip, something that you've been looking forward to, something that will bring you great joy, perhaps even someplace that's on your bucket list, but it's close enough to make it on the weekend. And then with that Seven of Wands, the Seven of Wands is talking about having great success, even though you might have some opposition or someone might not agree with you. So with that, even though you have the sun here, it's like perhaps the person you're traveling with, your traveling partner, may not want to go. This may be something where you are going to have to convince this other person or these other people that it's a great idea. I think we should go. Give me one good reason why we shouldn't go. Right now, with gas being the price that it is, every mode of transportation except for walking is expensive. So no matter where you go, that really can't be an issue. That can't be something that you're going to let bother you. And let's remember that the Chariot is very closely related to and works with Cancer. So Cancers tend to be very, very tenacious and very possessive of things, including their ideas, things that they want, things that they covet. So if this trip is something that you want but they don't, you might be traveling alone. Be prepared for that. Cancer, they're very tenacious. So, and I'm seeing that with that Chariot. So a really great trip that might be solo if your traveling companion happens to be a Taurus. And also if, you might just decide you want to go alone. Definitely not a bad idea. And this is your sense of well-being, your sense of wonderfulness. So you might need to go that road alone. So that's okay. That's definitely okay. And that's what I see for you, Virgo. All right, and now for Aries. So for our Aries, we are starting with Justice. We know Justice speaks very strongly to our Libras, and so a Libra might be coming into play this weekend, Aries. We have the Tower, another power. Oh, you have all power and standalone cards, Aries. So if there's ever a reason to be excited, this would be it. And we know that you have that wonderful joie de vivre, that excitable nature. It's part of who you are. And so all of these cards are speaking to that. With Justice, Justice is speaking to the sense of right and wrong, fair play. So this weekend, possibly something going on where you are going to be in some sort of possibly a contract, something involving law, something involving judgment, something involving you being asked to be involved in a big decision. With the Tower, with that Tower there, knowing that the Tower usually represents some sort of chaos that's going on, something that has to be worked through in order to get to the brighter side. You have to, power through to get to a good ending. So possibly you're going to be, and that's funny because I mentioned Judgment. Well, Judgment is your other card. So again, this is where you're being asked to really look at something and help to make a decision. We know that Libra, of course, is associated with justice. So possibly a Libra would be helping you with this. And actually, if you know any Libras, and if you do know Libras, they let you know they're Libras, so you're going to know. If you have friends that are Libras, you already know who they are, and you already know that they're very good at helping people make decisions. We're great at making decisions for other people, not so great at making them for ourselves. So if you have a situation like this this weekend, Aries, you have something that demands and needs your attention, or it needs some even keel thinking, you're going to be seeking out your Libra friends in particular, but people who you trust and know that they would give you good advice, because it's going to be something legal, more than likely. Something legal, a contract, I'm thinking more like a contract, some type of contract where you really need someone's good advice, like buying a house, buying a car. But with this chaos that's going on, thinking it's more like buying a house. There's a lot of little tiny pieces that all have to work together with that. Buying a house, buying a piece of property, something like that. So that's what I'm thinking, Aries. So good luck with that, and make sure to seek out your Libras. They will help you, and anyone who gives you good advice. And now we have Taurus. So for Taurus, we start with the Hierophant, the Page of Wands, and the Hermit. So 2 standalone cards for Taurus. So again, Spirit's really talking to you. We just had another very powerful reading with 3 power cards. So with the Hierophant, you know that the Hierophant kind of represents like a high priest type card. So this is definitely linked with Taurus. So I always find it interesting when a card comes up that is linked with the sign that I'm reading. So definitely a very, very powerful weekend for you spiritually. Lots of spiritual growth for you this weekend, Taurus. Not necessarily speaking to your practical nature, but since we are talking about spiritual, not just religious, not the supernatural so much, but just in general, that sense of tradition and being a spiritual person and being able to be open to things. This weekend you are going to be very open to those things that are spiritual. Perhaps even acting as the Hierophant for someone where you're going to be that leader, you're going to be that spiritual mentor. So, as I said, for you, Taurus, it's just going to be a very spiritual week. You've got the Hierophant as your very first card, and that is the card in the tarot that does refer to Taurus. Then we have our nice, strong action card, our Page of Wands. With the Page of Wands, we are referring to that sense of optimism and enthusiasm. So, not necessarily a big part of you being so in tune with the optimism and enthusiasm. Not saying that you're not an enthusiastic or optimistic person, but it's just not a big part of your character. But seeing as you're going to be called upon to be a spiritual guide, someone who is going to exhibit their own spirituality, I think this is a wonderful card for you to have, because with that Page of Wands, it's saying that your sense of ambition, your sense of wanting to improve your own spiritual life and spiritual plane is going to help you with others. So it's definitely a high weekend for you to do that. And then we have the Hermit. I think in this case, we are dealing with that inner wisdom part and that ability to take the time that you have for yourself and use it for the good for others. Taking that time to just really hone in on yourself and your spiritual strength so that you can pass it on and encourage it in other people. So definitely going to be a very good, like a soul searching weekend for you, Taurus. So that is what I'm seeing for you. And now we have Sagittarius. We have the 8 of Cups, the King of Cups, and the King of Swords. So some strong cards there, high, almost the highest in the deck. The King of Cups and the 8 of Cups. So an emotional weekend for you, Sagittarius. That optimistic and freedom-loving nature that you have, well, that is definitely going to be nurtured this weekend, because with the 8 of Cups, that is speaking to a turning point, and being able to make decisions that are going to be for the better, help you to change the way you see things. And then with the King of Cups is speaking to good feelings all around. Maybe even a cause for a major celebration, just a very positive and compassionate outlook on everything this weekend. And then with the King of Swords is speaking to being able to fully understand something that was complex for you before, something that might have given you pause made you think, well, what's going on with this? Well, being more in tune with your emotional self and being at that point, like it said, like the Eight of Cups said, a turning point, and being able to really engross yourself in a relationship or something that you have been working toward. So definitely with those two strong cards, the King of Swords, talking about that analysis, being able to understand something, possibly even dealing with something contractual or something official. So emotion cards, if you're thinking something official, most of the time you would think something along the lines of marriage, like a marriage contract. But I'm not really feeling that. I'm not really feeling that for you, simply because it's also a point where you are coming to a decision emotionally. That turning point could be, something that is going to lead you to a better understanding of something that's legal. I don't know why I'm thinking like that. So, not marriage, but not divorce either, but just something maybe going into a dwelling with a loved one. That's definitely contractual, so maybe it's time for you to think about moving in with someone, whether that be your friend, whether that be a lover. So I'm seeing that, some serious discussion, Sagittarius, about moving in together, that kind of contract. So that is what I am seeing for you. And now Leo. We start with the Queen of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. So looking at the Queen of Wands, your action card, nice, strong action card. We know when we're dealing with the Queen, we're dealing with things that are a little bit more, I don't want to say motherly, but definitely more, let's say it, more of a maternal nature, the Queen Mother, right? So it speaks to vibrance and optimism and inspiration, and just being around and seeking people who give you good advice and express lots of kindness and warmth to you. Also speaks about loyalty, so I'm thinking very strongly it might be friends. But then we have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is talking about good news about a relationship, but the Page, of course, we see that he's also very involved with art. This is possibly maybe a weekend tour of museums, maybe seeing an art installation that you've wanted to see. And because of the Queen of Wands, that action card that's speaking about that inspiration, I'm thinking that it's going to be you sharing this with someone. You going to an art installation of some type, going to, I know there's lots of art installations in most cities that aren't in a museum. So very possibly something along those lines. But we also see that the Page of Cups, his cup is running over with emotion, with love, that this water that springs from the cup. So very emotional weekend too. So if it's going to be something along the line of art appreciation, it's going to be a piece of artwork that you absolutely love and you can't wait for someone else to share it with you. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. And with the Eight of Pentacles, we're talking about being given an opportunity for some new financial goals. So perhaps this weekend of art appreciation is also going to be something where you might learn about trading in art or selling art, buying art, something that's going to benefit you financially. So it's going to be a labor of love by appreciating the art that you already really like and are very passionate about, sharing it with someone and introducing them to it. And then also with the Eight of Pentacles, it's saying that this may end up being something where you're appreciating the artwork, the skill and the time and the training it takes to produce a piece of art that's, worth selling and worth, investing in. So very art appreciation weekend. So check out some local museums, check out some local art, and remember to bring someone with you. That's what I'm seeing for you, Leo. And now we have Aquarius. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So nice, powerful cards within our suits and a little mixing up for everything, but no emotion this week in Aquarius. I don't see any cups in here. So with that, remember, with your intuitive nature, you're going to really eat this up. You're going to be you're going to be in control this week. And with the King of Pentacles, it says your money is going to be good. You're going to be coming from a point of economic power and just feeling like you are on top of your game. Very, very good weekend for you as far as finances go. Excuse me. And then we have the King of Wands. King of Wands is speaking to natural leadership, being inspirational to those that look up to you. So definitely would speak to the King of Pentacles, because not only are you going to be in a position where you are a visionary, where you're someone who's very compassionate and honorable, someone who people would look up to and want to emulate and want to be around, but you're also going to be getting that stability, that economic power from this, being able to really hone in on and see what your goal is. I don't know why I'm thinking this, but along the lines of like, not necessarily financial planning, but really being able to master something that you've wanted to in the financial realm. Whether that be learning something new to make you more valuable at your job, whether it be doing some sort of financial planning, learning something new about your own finances. I know I personally don't know a whole lot about my 401k and how that works, or being more mindful of my bank account, my checking account. So you're just going to be really in command financially this weekend. And then with that Wands, it's also saying that you are going to be called to be kind of a leader, to help someone else understand it as well. And then with the Queen of Swords, that is just speaking to being able to figure things out. So again, with these two kings, it's saying that you are going to be helping someone else by being in a leadership role, or in a role where you're in control of the situation, learning more about your finances, being more in control of those. So the Queen of Swords just speaks to that you are going to understand what's going on. You are going to finally figure out what your financial goal is. So this is going to be a good weekend for financial, just not necessarily, financial planning, yes, but not like going to a bank, sitting with a banker, but just knowing where your money is, where it's going, what is your money doing. You're going to be on top of that this weekend. And for Gemini, start with the Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Two of Cups. So emotional weekend for our Gemini. And with that very, very versatile nature, I think that this could end up being something where it's not necessarily like the Two of Cups, just a couple, just love in general, but something that's going to encompass a lot more than that. We are starting with our money card, with our financial card, the Three of Pentacles. And with the Three of Pentacles, it's just speaking to success in business and career, basically. But with these emotional cards, it might say that I'm thinking that this is a financial goal that is of a romantic nature. Now, the Knight of Cups represents flirtation and just that air of just an air of romance in general, and just very intense emotions being shown. And then the Two of Cups, of course, speaks to partnership and harmony and communication, all those things that really build a strong, loving relationship. So with the Three of Pentacles, saying that you're going to have success in business or career. I'm thinking that that is for the romantic part of your life. So this weekend, perhaps you're going to be successful in that in the financial way that is going to benefit your relationship. So as a woman, I'm saying that probably means a getaway, a weekend getaway. So you're going to be investing. So even though I said as a woman, but female Geminis as well as my male Geminis, maybe it's time to whisk your partner off somewhere for a romantic trip. I'm not seeing this too as love and partnership as in friends. I'm seeing this as in lovers, being flirty again. Knight of Cups says that you're supposed to. So a weekend getaway that is going to give you the ability to come out of it even stronger. You and your partner will come out of it even stronger. And so the pentacles in your reading this weekend would be toward the romantic nature. Spend some time and some money on your partner, and there's no reason why you cannot enjoy it too. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Gemini. And now for my fellow Libras. I have the Four of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. So, of course, it's only a 3-card reading. What are we missing, Libra? Money. So this weekend's not going to be about money. Looks like it's going to be about emotion and challenge and action. So this should be fun. So with the Four of Swords is actually talking about recovery or vacation. So this weekend, even if you're not going anywhere, Libra, you're going to feel like you have had a vacation, some much needed R&R. I know I could use some R&R. So this weekend you're going to get some recharging time. That's what that challenge card is saying. That Four of Swords is giving you free rein to relax, Libra. Then we have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is saying that things are coming along. Whatever you've been planning to do is just coming very smoothly. To be. So that ability to relax this weekend and just restore yourself, definitely saying yes, you can do that, because the Nine of Wands is telling you that all of your vigilance, all of your persistence that you've had, just being very, very goal-oriented, is going to come, it's going to pay off. So this weekend, just relax. Everything's going to happen as it should, as you have planned. And then with the Ten of Cups, your emotional card, Ten of Cups speaks to living a purposeful life and having a very high sense of self-esteem and feeling a great sense of stability, especially at home. So like I said, this is the weekend for you to recharge, for you to really... I like to say self-love. It's your self-love weekend. Give yourself what you need. If your idea of relaxing is going to the movies or seeing 3 movies in one day, well then by all means, that's your R&R. That's your recharging. Or if it means laying on the sofa doing absolutely nothing except for maybe picking up the remote to pick a movie out, well then that should be what you're doing as well. But overall, Libra, you have worked hard, you have been diligent, and your diligence is paying off, and you should just treat yourself to a very restful, self-loving weekend. And that is what I'm seeing for you. And now for Cancer. Have the Five of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. So right away, seeing the money and the challenge and the action, very, not necessarily busy weekend for you, but very to the point. I see it being very purposeful. There's no emotion in there. This, again, no power cards. We're just talking about money, action, and challenge. So with the Five of Pentacles, let's start with your money. That is the Pentacles that talks about a sense of loss, like you are not feeling like you are getting the benefit of your money. You are working, treading water as far as the money situation goes. But with the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Swords, of course, is saying that it's going to be the end of that. Whatever, the end of the conflict, the end of any problems that you've been having. So I'm thinking it's speaking directly to finances. And speaking directly to your finance situation, saying that this is what you are going to be doing, what you need to do to resolve this feeling of loss, financial loss. Excuse me. Then with the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Wands speaks to being able to handle more than one thing at once. So I'm thinking the Eight of Wands, the Ten of Swords are working together to prevent and to stop this feeling that you might have this week in Cancer, that you are not able to do what you want to do, not being able to achieve your financial goals, not having what you need. So it's just saying that you are going to work toward that. You are going to be able to resolve this situation and just be relieved in the fact that you have made it work, and that you need to, there's a certain course of action that you're going to have to stay on in order to keep yourself that way, because you don't want to have the Five of Pentacles often. I mean, who wants to feel like that? And then of course the Eight of Wands, where it's talking about being able to do lots of things, being in a position where there's lots of things going on, swift movement. It could also represent travel, but with that Five of Pentacles, I'm feeling like it's not going to be travel, because you already feel like you're missing out on something. Now, it might be a trip you wanted to take that you don't get to take because of this feeling, and that might be what set that feeling in, but you are going to overcome, and you're going to learn from it and benefit from it in future situations. So good on you, Cancer. Don't let it get you down. And now we have Pisces, starting with the Empress, the Six of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. So two strong feminine influences here, with the Empress, who is speaking to domestic harmony and being able to make sure you are in tune with yourself, but also with those that you love. You notice that she's holding the shield of her husband, the Emperor. So she is able to still enjoy herself in what looks like one of her favorite spots with the beautiful cherry blossom tree. And she's still holding tight and close to her husband's shield. So it doesn't mean that you cannot be yourself and still love and nurture others. So this weekend, Pisces, you might be called upon to embody that. And with your compassionate and sensitive nature, that should be second nature for you. So you'll be called upon to be the Empress for someone. More than likely in the domestic realm, so we're probably talking about home. But let's look at your Six of Cups, your emotional card. And sure enough, the Six of Cups is the one that is related to family and nostalgia, being harmonious in your home life. So this weekend, Pisces, for you, probably very family-oriented. Including your lover or your partner, but also including your family, possibly old friends. So the Empress is going to be busy with friends and family. Possibly with that nostalgia going on, maybe even, if not attending a family reunion, planning a family reunion, instigating a family reunion, or say a high school reunion. So definitely going to be concentrating on getting together with people who you loved from your past. And then with the Queen of Pentacles is speaking to tranquility and satisfaction, a sense of peace, just relaxing into and enjoying the fruits of your labor, things that you have done. So in this case, like I said, something is going to be done with you and a group of people that you love. So this weekend, possibly even just getting together with some old friends or people that you haven't had time to see because you're busy all week. So if you haven't already, why don't you look into seeing what's up with your old friends or calling your family members? Doesn't have to be something as grand as a family reunion. Just remember that you are connected to other people on this earth, and this is the weekend for you to get in touch with them, Pisces. And now for Scorpio. Ooh, starting out with the Ace of Pentacles. So big money this weekend for you, Scorpio. And that is appreciated by everyone. Then you have the Lovers. And you have the Seven of Swords. So with that, we know with the Lovers, oftentimes we think about, well, that it's automatically going to be about two lovers. It can actually be in regard to just a union of people who love each other. So just balancing your own desires with the wants and needs of someone else. The Ace of Pentacles is speaking about prosperity and material abundance just all over the place. So with that, perhaps you are going to be, I don't want to say working with someone, but joining with someone who you care about in a business venture or something that is going to produce money or material gain and give you that sense of abundance and prosperity. So perhaps, why? I'm thinking a yard sale would be really fun. Now, people don't really do those that often anymore, but I still enjoy a good yard sale, and that's something you would do with friends and family. So possibly a yard sale, maybe something even more industrious, something like you have been thinking about getting together with a family member or a dear friend, someone who is your partner, about being business partners, doing something together. So this weekend, Scorpio, I think you might be talking to someone about working together, something that will be financially beneficial. We have the Seven of Swords. So your challenge card is actually in regard to strategy and being able to gather information without giving away too much. So obviously with the Lovers there, it's someone who you trust. So I don't know if you're going to have to keep your resources to yourself with that person, but it might be something that you both consider a really, really awesome idea, and so therefore you're not going to share it with others. You're going to share it with your partner, but other people aren't going to know about it. And that's probably a good idea until you know where you stand with it. Get your strategy put together. So definitely putting together heads and putting together ideas with someone who you trust and love, and someone who you want to work with in the future for something that's for the two of you. So that is an amazing idea, Scorpio, so go for it. And that is what I am seeing for you. Thank you for joining me, and I want to invite you to join me for your weekly reading airing this Sunday. And as always, essentially, we all have a divine purpose. Embrace the universe and live your dream. Until next week, here's wishing you health, prosperity, and positive relationships. Farewell to you all.